Dawn stretches over the mountains far outside Cusco, Peru. With the early light comes the chance to lift the darkness from a little girl's life. Seven-year-old Nelia Delgado suffers from a cleft lip, a congenital deformity that has made it difficult for her to speak and has subjected her to ridicule and torment from her peers.
When Nelia was born, I realized that she would need help. That is why I took her to the hospital. I was then told that it was not the right time for her to undergo surgery. They told me she wouldn't stand the pain, that she was too tiny a baby. They directed me here, they directed me there. Neither doctors nor nurses tried to understand. I was really sad, very sad, and I have suffered until now.
Nelia sings a song of hope. It's cold outside. Please, let me in. If you can't let me in, then for God's sake, please take my hand, because I need help. The sorrow and suffering shared by Nelia and her family may soon be over. Word of help coming to Cusco has spread to this remote mountain village. So now, the 2.5-hour walk down the mountain to Cusco, to hope. They look like your average American tour group, but in reality, they are highly trained surgeons, one of several teams from an organization called Interplast, on a return trip to Cusco, Peru. Interplast dispatches expeditions of physicians, surgeons, nurses, and technicians to perform reconstructive plastic surgery in developing countries. Paying their own way, team members volunteer time, skill, and love to make small surgical miracles happen in another part of the world. For the thousands in and around Cusco who need specialized surgical care, like Nelia, it means hope. In the next 2 weeks, the Interplast team will perform almost 200 surgical procedures for free.
It's impossible to those patients to have surgery in Cusco. First, because in Cusco there is no plastic surgeon, and second, because they don't have money to go to Lima. This was the only opportunity that they have for surgery.
By midday, a line of expectant faces spills from the hospital corridors into the street. All equipment and supplies have been brought in by the team.
We go by donations. We talk to the different companies, the different manufacturers, and we tell them what we do. And they donate to us for the most part. Hospitals donate to us as well. And a lot of our staff take care of that equipment. And everybody helps.
Potential patients are carefully screened. Some with other health problems must be rejected. The lucky ones are admitted for surgery. After almost 20 years of volunteering their services around the world, the team knows how to make frightened children feel secure.
In all the places, the hospitals are different, the conditions are different, the temperatures are different, and the nature of the patients are different. So here in Cusco, I'd say we do about 50% of the patients have severe burn scars that we fix, and the other 50% are children with congenital birth defects, like cleft palates and cleft lips.
The feeling of seeing a child changed in just a 2-hour operation is indescribable. The child can go out and live in the world, live a normal life, go to school. I get a tremendous feeling out of it.
Nelia and her father have waited in line all day for her evaluation.
Habla español, solo quechua. Es quechua no. Ah, sí, quechua no. She's got a unilateral complete lip, palate is intact, pulse normal. Fairly well. Siete.
See.
She just seems hot, maybe, from the temperature. Okay, well, should be a priority. #1 priority.
Nelia is accepted for surgery, but there is a critical complication.
She's going to be checked by the pediatrician because she's got a little fever that started yesterday, we think. She may have to wait till next week until her fever's gone so we can do the surgery. Now, it may turn out that she's got a minor illness and her temperature will go away and we'll feel comfortable enough that we'll do the surgery the end of next week.
By the second day, all 3 operating rooms are booked solid with hopeful patients.
Well, this was a burn. It's a treat to be able to try to help people like this. He's had this since he was a boy, and yet he comes to seek help for this at this age, so it has to be important to him.
While plastic surgery is often performed for cosmetic purposes in the United States, the interplast operations have as much to do with mechanical function as they do with form.
She had a tooth that was stuck in the cleft. We took that out. And then we did a minor adjustment of the base of the nose just by bringing the ala in to make the 2 nares more equal. Should help with her speech, and it should make her look a little better. I think all American doctors go into medicine with very high ideals, and then the financial reality hits you that you have to charge people for the things that you do. It's nice you come down here and you just do what you like to do, and then you don't ever have to think about charging them, and you know you're giving them a good operation.
You're okay.
With only a week left to operate, Nelia shows no signs of improvement.
Been on antibiotics for 2 days, and they were going to do it tomorrow. And today she spiked to the temperature of 40 degrees. She may have had the onset of one of the enteritis or infectious disease.
The prime objective we have is her safety and her health. And if worst comes to worst, we would cancel the surgery and do her next year. We have 3 objectives in Interplast. One of them, and the prime one which you see, is to take care of the patients, to come to a country, do the surgeries, and treat a specific patient and cure their problem.
He couldn't ambulate, he couldn't walk. He had to walk in a bent fashion with his hip contracted like this and with no arm movement. No, he couldn't run, barely walk. Just a very small, technically fairly simple procedure. And now he'll be able to run and play with the rest of his friends.
We have additional objectives, which include education of the physicians in the country, so that ultimately we would hope that in every country we go to, that we will never have to come back again.
Asensio. But it's difficult. I can't,
Encuentra difícil curvar esto.
to make exact momentum.
The team has completed more than 70 surgeries in 7 days, but the sense of urgency remains the same.
Everybody finished by at least 7 o'clock. We'll probably be able to do 2 more surgeries in each room, maybe only 1 surgery in this room. So we'll do 5 more. That'll make it, we'll be able to do 15, 16 surgeries today, I think.
The staff works longer hours and performs 3 times as many operations here as in a normal day stateside.
We were hoping to use the 4th room that this hospital has, but they've had emergencies all morning, and we want to continue with the surgery, so this is just a corner of the recovery room, and we're kind of making it do. We're going to get this arm done one way or another.
One place I worked at, we were 3 weeks walk from the nearest electricity, and all this monitoring equipment depends on electricity, so you do without, and you don't need it. You just need to be a careful, cautious physician, and have your hands and your ears.
Geographic.
By the beginning of the 2nd week, Nelia's window of opportunity is closing.
I don't think she'll be well enough in time for surgery. It's going to be pretty close. I doubt it, really.
in the operating rooms there are close calls, some parents unwittingly endanger their children's lives.
It's especially difficult here because not only are there language problems in determining whether or not a child's eaten, but some of these parents would be so motivated to have their kid operated upon that they might misrepresent things, say that he hadn't for fear that we'd cancel him. So I don't know what the case was here, but we didn't realize he had a stomach full of oatmeal when he came here, or else we would have canceled him.
So once you go out and check with the parents and really tell them how important it is, and if he has eaten, that it's very, very dangerous and she can't have the surgery.
Right.
With only a few days left to operate, for those in line, hope turns to rejection and despair.
Debe venir al otro año, ¿no?
Otro año, sí. Sí, es posible. ¿Cuántos años tiene?
Tiene 9, 10 años.
9, sí. Es más mejor. El próximo año.
El próximo año.
Lo siento, pero es necesario, sí. It's been hard, and the patients sometimes cry, and it's very difficult, but you have to tell them there's just no more room. If we try to, we can't overload. We only have so much equipment and so much personnel to do so many operations.
Whether it's the antibiotics, the caring staff, or her father's bedside prayers, one more small miracle happens. Nelia's fever breaks. She's one of the last lucky few to have surgery.
She got back on the schedule by getting well. She's been treated with antibiotics, and her fever has gone away, and we got a chest x-ray, which appears clear now. So we think she's healthy enough to have the anesthesia and surgery.
The repair of Nelia's cleft lip is a simple procedure to surgically rotate abnormal facial muscle to a normal position. Years of anguish end in a single operation.
With one operation, we'll be able to completely repair this and leave her with a fairly minimal scar that after a year or so will be barely visible, and the shape of her lip and her nose will be very close to normal. So far, so good. Things together very well.
Yes.
Very positive.
Beautiful. The pack.
Okay, she did really well. She sounded jumpy.
Well, we waited a long time.
We did. It was worth it. I'm glad we were able to get her in, because living as far away as she does, she'll have another long wait, I think.
When we come to Peru or Ecuador, or wherever Interplast comes, I think that we all get more than we give. I think that you know, the feeling of satisfaction of what we do and being able to use our training and so on is really gratifying, and the people here give us a lot more than we could ever give them.
Thank you. I have been so concerned, so distressed, and now I'm happy, thanks to your help. When she was born, we were overwhelmed with grief. There was no one who could help us here. As soon as I heard there was help coming from so far away, I felt happy. I am happy and very grateful to the doctors. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you for having helped my daughter.
People are the same no matter where you go. Kids are the same. People feel and think the same, expressed differently just by virtue of their various cultures. Each trip I go on, I learn
something about the country, a little more about the culture, and most about me.
Interplast is a non-profit organization of volunteer doctors, nurses, and others who travel the developing nations of the world to provide free reconstructive plastic surgery for children with birth defects, burns, and severe injuries. Interplast patients have no other resources. Without Interplast care, these youngsters would face a lifetime of deformity, and in some cases, crippling disability. Call or write Interplast Incorporated, 378J, Cambridge Avenue, Palo Alto, California, 94306.